A story of two best friends, Bill and Ted, and a force from the future, a time machine. The boys time travel to learn about the course of time and history to pass their exams, but get trapped in a series of unfortunate events. Here's a recap of Bill and Ted's story for you to live that nostalgic feel. Hello and welcome to Comedy Recap. Today we will give you a recap of the film Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, a film from the buddy comedy genre. A crazy story of two dim best friends who dream of being famous rock stars, time travel to bring ancient figures to modern times so they can pass a history class and graduate. A film so excellent it will make you say, whoa. So grab your phone books, dial for a good time, and keep your hands and feet in the phone booth at all times. Let's have an excellent adventure. The movie starts in the year 2688 when humanity exists as a utopian society thanks to the influence of the music and philosophy of the two great ones, Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan. One of the inhabitants, Rufus, is entrusted by the leaders to fly back to San Dimas, California, in 1988 via a phone booth-shaped time machine to ensure that the young Bill and Ted, two dim-witted high school students, successfully pass their history class. Should they fail, Ted's father, Police Captain Logan, prepares to transfer Ted to a military academy in Alaska, terminating Bill and Ted's nascent band, the Wild Stallions, and rewriting history. The teacher asks Ted to describe who Joan of Arc was, and Ted stands up, dramatically puts his hand up, and takes a wild guess, saying that Joan of Arc was Noah's wife. Ted thinks of the biblical story of Noah building an ark, and guesses that Joan of Arc had something to do with that. This is the kind of adorable moment that fans love, though, because he's enthusiastic about his idea. Ted, who was Joan of Arc, Noah's wife. Our pair of high school chuckleheads from San Dimas, California, together they are wild stallions, despite the fact that they don't even know how to play instruments. At school, the history teacher laments that all they've learned from this year is that Napoleon was a short, dead dude. He tells them they need an A+ on their presentation the next day to avoid failing, so the report had better be something very special, or else both are in danger of flunking tomorrow. Their journey begins in a legendary scene when the two encounter Rufus and an alternate version of themselves in the Circle K parking lot, leading the two to step into a phone booth that doubles as a mysterious time machine. Two sequels have since followed, with Bill and Ted getting into more misadventures, but it all began at the Circle K. At home, Ted is confronted by his father, a cop who has lost his keys. Ted's father warned that he will have to go to a military academy in Alaska if he fails history. Bill and Ted work on their report at Bill's house, but they're distracted by Bill's stepmother, Missy, and his horny dad, so they head out. Guess the funny thing is the boys couldn't even spell history, and all the drama starts here. You know, the time machine and travel jokes. As the film progresses, Rufus, a time traveler, discovers two teen boys struggling to complete their history project, which requires them to describe how three historical characters would perceive the modern-day San Dimas. Rufus offers assistance to the boys and tells them he can help. In the meantime, another phone booth time machine emerges, and the boys see their future selves. Their future selves confirm that Bill and Ted are about to have the most excellent adventure through history. If you guys are us, what number are we thinking? 69, dude! Rufus hands over the time machine after a demonstration which inadvertently drags Napoleon back to 1988 San Dimas. Inspired by Napoleon's arrival, Bill and Ted concoct a plan to collect more historical celebrities for their report, first grabbing Billy the Kid from the Old West and Socrates. Rufus explains to Bill and Ted that time will continue to advance regularly and that they must not miss their class presentation the following day. He then goes, leaving the two alone in the empty time booth. As the two plan their next move, they discover Napoleon entangled in a nearby tree, inspiring them to abduct historical figures and transport them to the present to finish their report. Before going, they leave Napoleon with Ted's younger brother Deacon. The two make friends with Billy the Kid and Socrates before visiting 15th century England, where they fall for the princesses Joanna and Elizabeth. This causes them to be in trouble with their father, the king, but Billy and Socrates come to their rescue, and the four of them escape, though the booth is partially destroyed during their flight. Bill and Ted are encouraged to complete their report with extra credit by kidnapping other historical figures: Sigmund Freud, Ludwig von Beethoven, Joan of Arc, Genghis Khan, and Abraham Lincoln, after discovering a civilization built on their impact in the far future. After a brief pause in ancient times to fix the booth, the duo programs the machine to return to the present, only to find themselves outside the Circle K the night before, where Rufus introduced himself. The duo convinces their earlier selves of Rufus's reliability before he instructs them on how to reach the future day. They hear upon arrival that Deacon abandoned Napoleon at a bowling alley. They leave the other historical characters to learn about San Dimas in the mall while searching for Napoleon at a nearby water park named Waterloo. Captain Logan apprehends the historical people for their misdeeds. Bill and Ted execute an escape strategy based on utilizing the time booth in the future to prepare for the present. After recalling the historical characters, the two deliver a presentation to the school in the style of a global tour. It is a resounding success, allowing them to pass their course and impressing everyone in attendance, even Captain Logan. After the success of their history project, the historical figures are returned home, and we find the boys sitting alone in their garage. Then the garage door opens and we find Rufus stepping out of the time machine. With him are the Babes. Rufus then asks the boys to sign a CD he brought from the future. He also asks the girls to sign it as they are members of Wild Stallions. He explains how their music will align the planets and bring all living things into harmony. He gifts them with 2 futuristic guitars and asks if he can jam with them. The Wild Stallions then turn their amps up and begin to jam. Poorly. Rufus turns to the camera and says, "They do get better." And with that, the film ends. We hoped you enjoyed the ride. Don't forget to subscribe for our next video. Until then, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.